guys, this is Decoding the Process. Welcome to today's show. I am your host Martha Mora, and I'm so glad to have you on board. Thank you for consistently keeping in touch with us, and most importantly, being a part of this great show as we discuss and begin to decode relationships and the right ways to go about it, and of course, the best ways to go about them. So I want to welcome my fellow host who is going to introduce himself. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, Martha. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am happy. I am glad. And to our viewers, hamjambo, munaendelea vipi? How is the lockdown? Watu wa zone 1? How is the lockdown taking you? How is the curfew taking you? Kindly, this is for our own good. That's why I have not been around. Lockdown had locked me. And curfew had curfewed me. But finally, no, wacha nisiseme juu nikisema mtajua kwenye nilikuwa. But I'm glad I am back. I had missed you guys. Tonight we are decoding.
Yes.
Tonight we are talking it.
Yes.
Tonight we are saying it as it is. How else can we start this show but to say Mungu awabariki sana na neema ya Mungu iwe juu yenu. Yes.
Thank you very much, Edu.
Yes.
Karibu sana, we had missed you here. And of course, sasa usilokiwe tena.
Sasa siniko zone 1 county.
Okay, fine. So today we are going to discuss a very common thing that and a very common question we keep coming across. And we felt it's very important for us to talk about it. And of course, begin to help you guys because it's the most important issue.
Yes.
Apart from knowing God, you need to know who you want to spend your life with. So we're going to be talking about knowing your soulmate. Many people ask, how do I know he is the one? How do I know that this love is real? How do I know this person is actually committed to me? That is what we want to talk about today. And of course, we are going to do it to the level best we can. Two are better than one. So yes, I'll kick off with starting with, let us explain what love is not. Because some of the times we go try look for love where love is not there. We mistake what love is to many other things.
Yeah.
And we want to keep telling you that there are a few things that we do and habits we indulge in that make us think that is what love is, but in essence it is not. So I will start with the first one. Love is not an experiment. Love is not an experiment. Edu,
yes.
I know you know many guys who have actually tried road testing with human beings.
Yes. People
who try to, get into a relationship to try how far do I love, how do I react to things, how far will this go, and that is something that many young people actually find themselves in.
Yes.
But in real sense, that is not an expression of love.
No.
You're testing things with somebody's heart, and people are not vehicles to take them on road tests.
You can't go
people
and
are very yes, people even kill themselves for such things, and you can't put people under such kind of level of depression because of putting them into test for your own interests. So love is not an experiment, and of course, if you start something, you have to be either in or out. Don't commit half. And you're saying, I want to see, or rather, nimeweka huyu.
Nione venye hii kitu itakuwa. Kuna material.
Yes. So don't tell somebody if you're not sure about anything.
Yeah.
Please don't get into it and don't find yourself in that situation where people are testing love with you. If you hear somebody is telling you they just want to see how things will go, that's not love. Somebody is not ready to go the whole process with you.
Yes.
Yes. So, Edu, do you have another thing that you
one thing I can say about love is not sex. Love is not sex. Because you see, in our generation today, we are trying to show that the people that we love, because now you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, now we can indulge into intimacy.
Yeah.
Love is not about intimacy. Love is an expression. Love by itself is an emotional intimacy whereby you value someone at a very high esteem to a point that you are like, you know what, I treasure her or I treasure her or him so much that I cannot spoil his life. Because the moment you indulge in sexual activities, there is a bond that is created, and maybe it's not a true bond. And that is ile tunaitanga eros,
Yes.
the eros bond, when that one is created, and that is for it's not the right way to express love.
True.
At because I love you, or I want to show you how much I love you, I express it via sex.
Yes.
That one is wrong. That one is
very
not
wrong.
right. And na hiyo haitapeleka hiyo mapenzi mbali sana. You know, sisemi mapenzi itaisha, but to some haitaenda sana, because you'll be like, okay, why do I need a cow with me while I can still have milk? My friend, our brother Prince, he loved putting it that way. Sasa hakuna haja ninunue ng'ombe na ninakunywa maziwa. Kwanza ninakunywa fresh, ninakunywa ile ingine ya Mount Kenya. Yani niko na sample. You see? So it's good to love yourself. The moment first you love yourself, the self-love, then you'll know how to love. Because you cannot give what you don't have. And from the heart, the mouth speaketh. And I will say from the heart, the love is expressed. Yes. So basically I can share that one. Hiyo moja.
And of course, even animals have sex.
Yes.
They don't have love. So if you think love is sex,
no, it's not. That's a good one.
so yeah, I think to the next quick point, love is not a public show. Many of us think that because people always post everything, and of course you see celebrities do that, and then we're like, wow, this love is so good. Those people are just doing this for the public, and they have to do the most perfect presentation outside there, because of course they have to maintain their social status. Everything that they need to put out there has to look good. So whatever you see people putting up, and then you start comparing it with yourself, it's not going to be helpful to it. It will only drain you, while the real life, no one is posting it. So it's never a public show. When you get into a relationship with somebody, it is a very private and intimate to the both of you. And if you have to even post it, we're not saying you can't post it, but we are talking about focusing on what is important. That is the intimate relationship within you, and not the relationship between you and now the public. So
because you see, you may be showing us how you love each other, but when you go behind the scenes, or when you go behind the closed doors, there is fights. Just like there is an incident that happened in our nation, which is very, 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 very sorry, and very actually very sorrowful, that there is this couple. They were married for some time, and the guy went home and found his wife. They had separated for a while, and the guy started accusing the lady, like, you are dating another guy, that's why you don't want to come back to me and all that. And it ended up to death, and that's not the kind of love we would want our viewers to go into. That you are so insecure. You need, if you love someone, my friend, let them be.
Let them be.
Love is not about changing someone to what you want them to be. Just accept them the way they are. And when you do that, my friend, as in, life will be smooth for you. Because Martha, I will be trying to design you the way I want. Then why do I want you actually in my life? If I want to date myself, then siwache kwanza nijishughulikie. So love is not about changing anyone to what you want them to be. Just let them be.
If somebody has not accepted you for who you are, they don't know you yet, and they don't really want you. They want something and an image they have created in their mind, but because they have seen you, maybe physically you're fit, but you don't have the attributes they are looking for, they want to fit it into you. Anyone who loves you will accept you the way you are, and honestly, with the flaws and everything, 100%, they accept you. Not to say that they will not correct you, but they will not do it out of bitterness. So the next thing we want to say, love is not a revenge mission. Many of us are falling into rebounds, because I want to show my ex I can date a bigger person than you. I can date a wealthier person. I can a social
handsome or beautiful person than you.
Like that is what we want to do. And some of you even find yourself in those situations. Maybe you're thinking they're targeting you and they're loving you so hard, but it's because they want to prove a point to somebody else. And those people who they're even proving a point to, maybe they are not even paying attention. And you're there ruining the life of somebody else. So be very careful. I always insist, take time before jumping into anything. There is no day you get into any mix-up and you don't take time to really put yourself in order, then go to the next thing. It is very important to heal from your previous relationship. If it was really hurtful, it's very, very important, because they say hurt people. You might not go there being
Bailing
very
people,
healthy,
yeah.
and you might really become a nuisance even in the next relationship.
Yes. So another thing maybe I can add before we move forward, love is not, there's a TV program in Itangwa, Romanzia or something like that, that talks about soap operas. And love again is not Hollywood.
Yes.
Because people want to imitate or rather copy and paste the love they are seeing out there into their love life, whereas you cannot copy and paste.
You can't.
Every love, every cloud has its own silver lining. So the same as love. Every love has its own uniqueness. And the moment you identify the uniqueness in your relationship, then you're going to live the outermost love of it.
Oh, yes.
So don't try to copy and paste ati mapenzi unataka kukopi mapenzi ya kina A or B to your life, or you're telling your partner kwa nini kui kama nani, why can't you just be bringing me this and that. Love is a process. Learn with it.
Yeah.
And in each relationship it has its own silver lining. Yes.
And of course, Hollywood and all those romance TV movie shows, they are not there to mentor you. They are not mentorship or other relationship goals.
Or
they
training.
are entertaining you.
Yes.
As in, those people are what do? They break plates in the house saying they are making love. That doesn't happen in your house. In real sense, it doesn't happen. Who will break their plates every day? That doesn't happen in real life. Doesn't, and it can't, even falling them down, wacha kuvunja. So all those things, they're just entertaining you. That is not real life.
Yes.
Real life is very practical, and you have to understand that all they're up to is to making you happy, not to tell you this is what love is. Yes. So they will do anything to all extents. The other thing that I would love to mention shortly, love is not abusive. Whoever abuses you emotionally, physically, verbally, and most of the times we ignore verbal abuse, because people will tell you, I might not even call you wewe ni umbwa. That is so direct. Somebody can tell you some indirect things, like you're not that intelligent, So as in, somebody might not even say something like you're not that intelligent, but the way they talk to you, they can
put it like unakaa kitu fulani najua kwanga na miguu nne bwana. Maana hiyo amekutusi
like really, before you even load, it's far gone.
Ama usikie like saa zingine anachaka unafikirianga aje. Niambie tu.
If somebody,
you will think it's a joke, but you're not kwambia mjinga.
As in, I don't see sense in anything you say.
Yes.
So anyone who loves you, even when they're joking with you, they're sensitive with some of these things. The things as in joking with them, you can't just call them jokes.
Yes.
And especially if somebody for real hafikiriangi, you can't even start joking about that. So it's important for you to know that in anywhere somebody is not giving you your full place and is abusing your rights, that is not love. Even if they come and tell you and apologize, and they'll normally say sorry, they always apologize, and they will always even accuse you. Some of the times, you caused me to do this. If somebody is reactive to things, that is not a person who's ready for commitment. Somebody should control themselves, how they feel.
Yes.
So the last part is love is not selfish. Love is not about yourself. Remember, in this relationship, you're the two of you.
Yes.
So when you're entering into that relationship thinking that I'm the one who's going to be loved, I'm the one who's going to be told good things every morning. No, it's about...
Actually, men wanaanguka kwa hiyo kamtaro sana ama in that particular point. I want to get married so that or rather I want to be in love so that I can be pampered, or rather I can, men wanapenda kuambiwa hizo, the affirmation, to be praised, I want to be praised. But the moment you get into that particular relationship, you find yourself, you are the teacher in it. You have to teach her what you know. Yeah. Right. So that she can see it. So for men, love is not about that you said.
Selfishness. Yes. We are all coming to give in this relationship, and that is the only definition of love. If you were to explain what love is, let us tell you one thing. If you want to commit to a relationship, and especially a long-term relationship, understand one thing: you're coming into work. You're not coming into pampering, being pampered, breakfast in bed. Those things are benefits of that.
They happen,
but in real sense, you're coming to do a lot of work, and a lot of work for a human being who's still very imperfect. So you can imagine it's going to be a process for you to grow, to be patient, and of course through that work, you're growing as a person.
Yes.
Because some of these things you realize maybe you are not a patient person, but you're trained to be patient through your spouse. So basically, I think we have explained what love is not. So we even have a clue of what love is, and even as we've concluded,
Yes.
you can clearly tell that
Yes.
this is what love is. So basically, we always the SI unit of the kind of love you should have is the love that Christ gave. Of course, he gave. We normally say that he loved that he gave. The first ingredient of love is he went ahead to really pay the cost for us even before we asked for it. You know, he went ahead and even died for us, even if he doesn't know whether we will come to him. That is the kind of love you come to experience with your partner. You know, you die literally for me. I always say, if you have to survive in a relationship, please die. Please die, because a dead person, even in real sense, a dead person, hata umtusi, they won't respond. Hata umguze umgonge ngumi, they won't respond. If you behave like a dead person in a relationship, sometimes it will be very, very beneficial. Because if somebody takes you to some extent, you can endure some things. You can become you can become patient with them. You can give deaf ears to things that you don't need to hear. And of course, we're not saying you cannot say anything that you need to say. Of course, now for you are alive. But when it comes to reacting situations, act like a dead person.
Actually, what we can put it and say is, now that one is marriage. You see, in a relationship that you're trying to know each other, it's good to see those flags that zenye zinaokaa na unajua, can I continue with this journey? But basically, in marriage itself, you have to denounce yourself for you to announce your marriage. You see, because one thing that we like sharing or even talking about is in marriage there are kind of three entities. Okay, kuna ile anasemanga there is us, God in between, and all that, the three chords. But now in marriage there are three entities. How I define it, there is myself, and there is the wife, or rather my partner. And now the third person is the marriage. So I have to contribute from myself and from my partner's side. We have to denounce our habits. We have to denounce how we used to think or even react to things, so that we can build this marriage now that now we are becoming, and that is the two of us now. We have to accommodate each other. We have to let go of some things so that we can let in of some things that maybe we never used to know. So basically that's how marriage is. But in a relationship, if you see there is kuna mbili tatu zenye hazileti shangwe, my friend, you still have options. You know, you are in a relationship is like you're in a supermarket. I would rather say you can opt to pick a particular drink, or rather urudishe uchukue ingine. You see, you have a variety, you know, and don't limit yourself. Wajua kwanza, wacha kwanza niseme hii the generation of today, the way they are putting relationship as if it's young umeingia into a relationship, you commit 100%, there will be no difference between a spouse and a person who is dating. As in, there is hakuna tofauti, you know. And I will urge the generation out there, ama the young people who are listening to us tonight, relationship is all about relating. You are how are you relating with this person? It's not about commitment, and that's where we go wrong when we view it in that perspective. But when we just be, you know what, I'm in this relationship to relate and see where it's going to lead. As it goes, I flow with it. But now when you get into marriage, now it's commitment. Yes.
And of course, you're trying to say that you can commit to that person, but please, until you're sure where you're headed to, that is the only time that you can commit to that person. But of course, dating is for knowing each other. And the moment you get to know them to a level where you feel this person can go ahead with me, then of course you can go to the next stage. So we've talked about those few things. We want to talk about very, very practical things. How does a woman, what are some of the things a man does practically to show that I really love this woman? What are some of the things a woman who's dating right now, or rather who's aspiring to date, can tell, yeah, this man, he really loves me?
We pride. You know, just like men, we are called, we are hunters and gatherers. You know the Khoikhoi and the Sons of the South Africa. Basically, that's how men are. We hunt and we gather. So when we gather, maybe I've gathered a particular relationship, I will want to expose it now to the people around me. You know, I am proud of this girl. I'm proud of this woman.
Yeah.
I can introduce her
Yeah.
to people, to my friends, and no matter what my friends are going to say, I am not introducing them to get their comments. No, nisha make decision ni wewe na ni wewe, full stop. So I introduce her, I introduce her to my buddies, to my family members. I expose her, basically, as in I display her. She becomes my pride. That's how you should, that's what for a lady, ukiona mwanaume anafanya vitu kama hizo, jua huyu jamaa ameamua.
Hafai kukuficha sana. You know, some
unajua kuna wengine
wafichangwa. You know, nowadays I've realized that people do a very secretive relationship for so long.
They don't want to do the PDA. Wanasema ati ni PDA.
We're asking you to start together, yes, but don't take too long in the secret place.
Yes.
And when you feel you need to go to the next level now, at least even if it's for the close friends and maybe your mentors, at least apart from you, let a few people be aware of what is going on. Because again, when it's only the two of you, it's very easy for you to do very, very, very many unnecessary things. And
accountability is key.
Yeah, accountability is key.
Yeah. So maybe another thing that you'll know that this guy really loves you, he will spend on you. Like he will, ajua kuna ile could spend to lure you into maybe something, but there's that spending you, even you'll feel the warmth of the love. Yes, like as in akotum generous, yani anakupeleka out, vitu kama hizo, as in just a good way. And nowadays there is lust that is hidden behind that, but love itself, yani uta feel the warmth. Utona, the guy will be open to you. He's going to unmask himself. Atakwambia, you know what, this is who I am. Na ukiona mwanaume yako anafika place anaongea na wewe, no matter his position or ranks even in the society, he just exposes his weaknesses. That is a guy who loves you. That is a guy who is, you know what, this is me. Take me or leave me. That is who I am. Yes.
Yes. So in short, what you're trying to say is that anyone who loves you will go to certain extent.
Yes.
They will not withhold some things because they feel, well, I love you. I feel I can give everything that I have for you. But again, I'm not talking about allowance. We normally hear nowadays kuna girlfriend allowance. So please, that one is beyond love. That one is selfish.
Iko in paper form, iko na signatures and signatories.
Yes, and people are even writing down as a contract. No, that one is not good. Be there, and even ladies can be generous as well. It's not only men who spend on ladies. Please feel free to also engage yourself in giving. As we've said, love is about giving, and whatever you have, give it to your partner.
Yes.
Yes.
So if I may ask as well, how will you know that this girl or this lady amesema ndugu yangu ni wewe?
It is you.
Yes.
Well, ladies, show it with everything. One, you will always, men, it's a bit so difficult.
Men, we don't see.
You
are showing, but we don't see.
Now this is what I will help you see.
Thank you.
Now,
bring it to the light.
Men, it's a bit difficult, but for women, they will say it.
How?
They will they say it. By the way, women, they don't keep it. So when you see a lady hasn't verbalized, women are very verbal. That is why you get us by words. If a woman hasn't begun verbalizing things about your relationship and about you,
to who?
To you as a man, as in you and mko pamoja. So of course, if she doesn't express it with words, we express things. We don't keep quiet about
them. We are talking about a guy sijakwambia like I love you or whatever. I've not committed to you yet, but I want to know before I make my move, does she really love me? Before I make that move.
Okay, before you make move. Okay,
yes.
We can talk about both.
Yes.
Before and after.
Yes.
Before, of course, she gives you her time.
Yes.
Ladies are very available for people who they enjoy. For real, if a man is unbearable, utakuwa unapiga simu and I'm like, even if I'm asleep, niko busy, but we can plan. That is what we do. For real. But if a lady gives you her time, her attention, that lady is in for it. Like there is a chance in that place. But the moment you see, it's very difficult for you to really even get her to get to even on calls, even texts. How they text frequency, sometimes is a good indicator. Some people are not good texters or communicators, but again, even in their level of communication, do they make any effort.
Attempt or effort.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is
So,
before,
after?
and even after, they are still available for you. You know, they're not putting many things ahead of that relationship
You're a
that is there. You're a
priority.
priority.
Okay,
It doesn't have to
okay,
be, you know,
okay.
my mom is always calling me during the weekends to go
Yes.
home, so doesn't have time
To
for
a lot
you.
of excuses, eh?
So many excuses. I mean, a lady, when ladies love,
They
they
love.
love. They are not normally like, okay, for men, somehow, well, I realized for men it's different. You know, men were made, were created, and they were put in the garden. The first thing they fell in love with was work. So not like us. The first thing we
Oh,
fell in
yeah,
love with
yeah,
was a
yeah.
man.
But you see-
We were kept in that garden. So for a man, they might be very in love with their work, and it's very understandable
Yes,
because
yes.
that is their
Thank you.
nature. That is
Thank
their
you.
nature.
Yes.
But a woman, we can even put everything aside for family, for our husbands and even children. Everything can stand because of this. But you know,
Yes.
for men, it's natural for them to really love work, and it's good to understand when they begin to try to balance those things, the relationship. But a woman will give everything.
A wise man once told me, men were created for the world, women were created for the home.
Yes.
So we go out to gather, we go out to find, but the woman gathers. And that woman wants us to be in that home as well. That's when Askianga, you don't give me tie. You
don't.
That
Yes.
is marriage you're talking about. Yes, let's continue.
But
Yes.
again, you see, when a man was created, it's because he was wanted. God realized that we want a man to
Yes.
help manage this
Yes.
creation. But
Yes.
when a woman was created, it's because she was needed. They needed a woman to now come in and actually fill in a position
Yes.
whereby the man was there was a void. And the
Aha,
man
yeah, true,
needed help.
true,
But you
true,
see,
true,
for God, for man, it was like an afterthought. But then you've created everything. Who can manage these things? But when now a woman came in, it's when they realized there is a need.
Okay.
So the two
Okay,
differences
okay,
also
okay.
make the whole difference. That a
Yes.
woman can be very homely because there's a need that they have to fulfill in helping this man as he manages the resources God has placed in his hand.
Thank you. Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is wonderful. And our time is running out, Mother.
Yes, yes.
What do we say?
Well, love is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Very beautiful, and
Yes.
especially when you find the right person to do it with. We are talking about not just the emotional love.
Yes.
Emotions are an indicator that you love this person, but actions indicate much better that you're into this.
This
Love is
relationship,
expressed
yeah.
in how you handle anything and everything.
So
It's
love
not
is an
in-
expression.
Love is an expression. Love is what you do. Love is the decisions you make. It is not
Okay.
necessarily the feeling I feel. There are people who I will love so much,
Yes.
but I can't even, go to the next level with them. And you see, I still love them.
Yes.
But the act of me going ahead to actually make a step towards somebody else,
Yes.
that is now the act of love.
Aha.
That is why we call it an act.
Act of
it's
love.
not just love or the feeling
Emotions.
of.
One thing
So-
I say about emotions is emotions may fade. Emotion may dry out.
They may.
Emotions may
Always.
bubble. Lakini one day zita settle.
Yes.
Na utaona vitu clearly. Yes.
So that is where you have to move from emotional to intentional love, because we always focus on emotional love,
Yes.
and we forget we need to be intentional at some point. Even in a relationship, there are times the bubbly moments always bubble down.
Yes.
And of course, that is when you have to realize, am I making the right decision? Because the test of commitment has to be made before you really go into even that relationship and marriage. So
Wow.
it is very important to know those stages and begin to be very, very, very careful
Thank you.
when you're engaging.
That is beautiful. You have heard it from Mother herself with those wonderful closing sentiments, and they are very wonderful. And tonight we were just talking about love. We were to talk about soulmate, but because of our time, we shall handle that next time. One thing I can say about love is a bomb. Boom. It depends whether it explodes. It can explode into your house. Itaua. But when it explodes into a mine, you're going to get treasures. So love is a bomb, and basically tonight it has been decoding the process with a wonderful sitting. I know our brother is not with us tonight, but I know in our next show he's going to be with us, and it has been love. Love is a beautiful thing. Love is wonderful. There is nothing amazing like love. How else we conclude our show but to tell you, stay safe, keep safe, watch your distance with the people around you. This thing is real. but we shall overcome. Till we meet again, this has been Decoding the Process only on Wema TV. And this is a good night from the Decoders.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.